5th in the European Championships last year in Nice, so looking for a place in the top 10. Dinev from Bulgaria. Terrific jumper. Suffered last year in the summer. The rink where he trains in Sofia was closed, and he hadn't any money to train abroad, so he was left without ice time. And that may be one of the reasons why he hasn't made the impact he feels he should have this year. Triple axel, but the triple toe double-footed.
Yeah, he was very off axis on that triple axel, which made it difficult to get that toe loop correct.
Triple flip, a neat one.
Double axel. All the jumps completed now.
It's interesting, isn't it? He's not made the impact that I thought he would have done over the last couple of years. Obviously, the lack of ice time in the summer was critical, but he hasn't come on in the way that I thought he would. Champion, but qualified in 5th place in his group. He's ailing, that's for sure. What can he do here? Alexei Yagudin, 21 years old last Sunday. Yes! Quad toe, triple toe.
Just incredible, because the landing of the first jump was not the sort of landing he was looking for. Brilliant stuff.
And he lands the triple axel. Triple looks again clean.
Stunning step sequence. Used just about every inch of the blade through that.
Oh, yes. And the Canadians on their feet. Look at the strength of character there. That is heartening. So many people have almost handed the gold medal to his big rival, Evgeni Plushenko, because Yagudin has been ailing. And just a couple of weeks ago, he was beaten in the Grand Prix final by Plushenko by some way. But he will not relinquish his title without a major fight. And he's back with a big chance now.
Just a phenomenon, isn't he? When you think, when you see him off the ice, without his skates on, he can hardly walk. But with the support of the boot, he's okay. And it is incredible to perform jumps of that sort of quality with an injured ankle.
Had 2 injections before practice. Apparently had an injection just before he went into the warm-up here this afternoon. What a performance from Alexei Yagudin. And that really has put the cat amongst the pigeons and really makes it a real event, the men's program, because so many have given it up to Plushenko.
Marvellous watching that combination again. He was almost on the boot on the landing of the quad toe at the beginning, but still got the triple toe on the end. He knew how important it was. There's the triple axel, no problems there, and getting the lutz on the end of the linking steps at the beginning. A little bit of a
heroic about him, isn't there? Which,
there is.
Which really transfers itself across the ice, and never guilty of underselling his performance. But you can understand the emotion that's going on there, because he only knows, and she knows, exactly what he's been through. Look at her, Tatiana Tarasova. She's proud of him, and I guess we all are. 3 times a world champion, who knows? He's odds against to win it this year, but boy, what a performance.
Yeah, I think you have to go back to Scott Hamilton for the last time that somebody won it 4
4
times.
in a row, yeah. Terrific marks. Remember, he's not in the final group. Alexander Apt to go next, then the last 6, including Plushenko and Stoyko. But those are very good marks. 5-6 though, I think is taking the mickey. That's from the Slovakian judge. But first right across the board. Triumphant performance from the world champion, Alexei Yagudin. And the high point really of the World Championship so far. Here's another young man who's been struggling with injury, not just this year, but all through his life. It's held him back from perhaps being a world champion. 4th place in his qualification, 24 years old, from Russia, Alexander Apt. And even this year at Europeans, he suffered from a sinus infection and collapsed after the free skating. Triple axel, triple toe.
There was no speed coming out of the axle, still made 3 turns on the toe loop.
There's the quad, double-footed.
Yeah, double-footed didn't quite make the rotation either.
24 years old now and a married man with a son who was born in March of last year. But there's still something very fresh about the way he skates. A young man who's been so troubled by injury. He had a knee problem early in his career, then he cut his right thigh with his blade off his left leg, and then the sinus problems this year. Every time you think he's going to make the final move, injury strikes. Still not been on the podium at World Championships.
It was a courageous start. You could see didn't have a good running edge out of the first part of that combination, but this is where the major deductions will be. Quad toe, and just watch, he lands with a half a turn to go, and has to touch down with the left foot, so there will be deductions there. A close-up of that, bit of a slip on the takeoff, and there, that left foot for all to see. And of course the judges using their replay system there, they'll be able to see that. But he was magnificent in Bratislava. I don't know how he got through the championships. See, his face was swollen from the sinus infection and still managed to compete. Great guy.
Third in Europeans is the best he's done back in 9 old. Evgeni Plushenko. Spot on. May have been doubts in practice, but he nailed it there.
He's just incredible. I'd love to know what's going through his head.
Triple axel. Again, flawless. And that's one of the moves he learned from Chris Howarth.
Yeah, but I can do it better.
Triple looks again with a perfect landing. And his trademark Bielman spin. Well, he's been virtually unbeatable for the last 12 months. And did he feel the weight of expectation here in Vancouver? What if he did? You wouldn't have known it. America since then, a couple of silver medals, but he's looking for gold once more. Gable's done well for America. Here's the guy from Chatham in Massachusetts, Todd Eldredge, second place in his qualification. His music, Exotica. Now he might to a triple or a quad as his first jump. Be interesting to see what he does. Triple flip, triple toe. He didn't go for the quad.
I think that was a wise move because it hasn't been consistent, and he's got to go clean.
Triple axel, good. The Lutz. What a comeback for Todd Eldredge, the old man of the party. 29 years old, a man who took a year and a half out of major competition. And we thought we'd seen the last of him as a competitive skater, but no. Salt Lake City was coming up, and it brought him back. He hopes to peak again next year, but he might have peaked early. Fantastic performance.
Certainly was. That was vintage Eldredge, wasn't it? Great to see him come back like that, and I think it was a good move to go for the triple flip and the combination. He knew how important it was to skate a clean program here, and the elements that he did were first class out of the top draw. The triple axel was an absolute corker.
And that's the best he's skated since he went away.
Certainly is. There's the flip. And look at the elevation on that triple toe at the end. Bigger than the flip. And setting up the triple axel here. This was crucial. 3.5 turns. A little late with the free leg, but it didn't matter. He was so well over that skate on the landing. Triple Lutz, good outside edge on the way into that.
It was weird. I did.
Fantastic to see him in this sort of form once again. Well, it was a good program as well. I enjoyed the step sequence. A well-balanced program. Well done, Todd Eldredge, and the team behind him. Richard Callahan there, he'll be thrilled with that performance.
Guy who's trained him since he was 10 years old. Nearly 20 years they've been together. Last to go then for France. Stanick Jeannette, third place in his qualification. Amazing spinner. Sometimes a little fragile in his jumps. Let's see what he's got for us here. Axel double toe, good enough.
You're going to see some amazing choreography here.
Just doubles out on the looks. Should have been a triple. Travel on the spin.
Difficult entry. He's doing the backspin first. Only skater that we've seen so far in this short program to attempt that.
What is so unusual is Stanick Jeannette that you're never sure what is choreographed and what's not, but I don't think that little stumble at the end was choreographed. The important thing, though, was doubling out on the looks. That's 0.3 off automatically for less than required rotations.
Yeah, it'll be an uphill struggle for him now. He's a real character, though, isn't he? And a very interesting program. Here's that Axel. Loads of energy going into that good position in the air. A little slow with the free leg on the way out. He's been looking for triple toe on the end. But, settle for the double. And they're into that change foot sit with the back sit first. Difficult to get the rotation going, and you can see just losing the center of the spin as he changes onto the forward. But good footwork and presentation. Just didn't seem as sharp as he was in the European Championships. Not really focused, and the timing not quite there.
Yes, bronze in the Europeans in Bratislava. 7th last year in Nice in the Worlds. And he looks like he's heading for that kind of place here. He won't be in with a medal shout now. It looks like it's Russia against America. Canada's performance falling away. Japan out of it. Just a bit of an outside shot for Lee Yun-fei 2 years ago.